Leaving a narcissistic person is said to be harder than breaking a heroin addiction and is a process that is more mental and emotional than physical. In the months leading up to the day you escape and the months afterward, you will experience many emotions and thoughts. Some of what you may experience are covered in this video to help you prepare for when they do. Note that you may not experience these emotions and thoughts in the order listed, or some not at all, or you may move back and forth between them. However, knowing you may experience an emotion or feeling can help you better deal with it if it comes up for you. Months before D-Day. For many victims of narcissistic abuse, finances and safety are two major concerns. You may have been saving for months or years to get the needed cash to make your escape. Depending on the number of months you plan to have money for, it can be harder and harder to justify staying the last few months. As you know you will be leaving, you will start to take less and less abuse from a narcissist and they will pick it up. Automatically, they will increase the abuse to try to gain control of you again. It can be tempting to just take what you have and go, which in some instances may be a good thing. However, make sure you are not overreacting and set yourself up for hard times where you will be tempted to go back. You may also be tempted to shock the narcissist with the news that you will be leaving. This is a bad idea and will not go as hoped. If you have been siphoning off money, there will be a temptation to get as much as you can. These increased amounts will be picked up by the narcissist and blow your plans. Try to keep things as normal as possible to keep the narcissist in the dark. A few days before D-Day. During the last few days before you are to leave, your stress levels will often be through the roof. If a narcissist knows they may be trying to get you to stay or be picking fights with you and making you feel guilty for the problems in the relationship and for you abandoning them. If you are leaving your parents or another family member, they may call you ungrateful for what they did for you and may tell you that if you leave, they will never let you come back. Some will tell you not to bother packing excess things, but to store it with them as they know you will be returning to them. This is often when the narcissist cannot accept that you are leaving and is more common with covert narcissists. During this time, you may fear that the narcissist will damage your belongings, sabotage your plans, such as destroying important documents or your car. If a narcissist does not know that you are planning to leave, then you will experience extreme anxiety and fear that they will find out. This is often the case with a violent abuser where you fear their reaction and them harming you. But even with a covert narcissist, you may fear them going into victim mode and making a scene or even harming themselves. They may act sick or drink pills so that they end up in hospital to try to stop you from leaving. It is normal to during this time experience trouble sleeping and eating, or you may overeat and sleep excessively yet still feel tired. You may also experience nausea, diarrhea, headaches, nosebleeds and muscle aches. Talk to a doctor or chemist to get something to calm you down if needed. Many of the same parts of the brain that process physical pain also process emotional pain. Thus, painkillers may help with the emotional pain you are experiencing. Try to stay as calm as possible and act as normal as possible. As you are so close to leaving and freedom, you may become hypersensitive to anything the narcissist says and does as an indication that they know about your plans. Some will suspect something is up and may throw out accusations that they know you are leaving. Do not take the bait and admit to anything. They are just fishing. If a narcissist knew your plans, they would have acted and derailed your plans. The day you leave a narcissist. If you don't poop or wee in your pants on D-Day, then you're doing excellent. If you do manage to have an accident, relax. It is normal and nothing a shower cannot fix. If a narcissist knows you are leaving, they may throw tantrums or threaten you or come up with sob stories about how much they love you and have done for you. They are 2-year-old toddlers that will say and do anything so that you do not take away their favorite toy, you. If a narcissist does not know, then your stomach may be doing circles around your bum or be tied in a knot tighter than a $2 watch or a 10-day clock. You may experience shock at what you are doing as well as shame and guilt. You may not know whether to be more anxious about if a narcissist will try to contact you or if he or she won't. When the actual time comes to make your break for freedom, you may be experiencing several emotions all at once. You could be extremely stressed over what the narcissist will do, worried if you are doing the right thing, and feeling guilty for abandoning the narcissist who you may have done everything for and who may now descend into chaos. You may also experience disbelief that you are actually doing it. There will be immense pressure on you to stop and give up your plans, especially if a narcissist is there when you try to leave. As you drive away, you will experience a flood of emotions that may come in waves, from joy to extreme sadness. This can be hard to control if you're in a public place or use public transport. Many victims experience a flood of relief when they feel they are a safe distance away from the narcissist. You may suddenly burst out crying from relief and may feel an immense weight lifted from your shoulders and heart. Let the emotions and tears flow. Depending on how far you have to go before you get to a place to sleep or your destination, you may go through several cycles of emotions that cover a full spectrum from joy to sadness and anxiety. This will take a toll on you, and a drive you may think you could easily do will now feel like a marathon. Be prepared and take energy drinks or bars, as well as possible alert medication if you need to drive far. Your first night away you may sleep for hours, so don't plan on rising early and doing things. It may take several days before you can function and think properly as your body processes the shock of you escaping and all the emotions you went through. The next day after leaving. This is going to be a hard day for you. You may find several voice messages and text messages from a narcissist on your phone. This can range from begging you to come back and promising to change, to then threatening that they will find you and either bring you back or hurt you. It is important to have support if you can. However, if you do not trust people that they will not try to convince you to go back or try to give your location to the narcissist, you shouldn't speak to them. It is normal to feel very tired, become sick, have massive headaches, feel nauseous, and experience diarrhea on this day. Some people experience extreme relief, and you may find yourself crying or laughing from relief. If you have children or pets with you, you may not want to let them go. If you're left alone, hug a teddy bear, your pillow, or just a blanket. You can also hug yourself as you cry yourself to sleep. You may be paranoid that the narcissist may be able to track you or find you somehow and may struggle to sleep properly. The moment you settle down, fear may grip your throat and you may think that you made the wrong decision. It is normal to want to go back. Our minds are not there to give us the best situation. It tries to keep us alive, and the new normal you now have feels scary and unsafe. Even though the narcissist was toxic, it was familiar, and your brain thinks familiar is safe. Thus, it tries to convince you to go back to what feels familiar. You may have the urge to check in with a narcissist to see that they are doing okay. Listen to their voice messages, read their text messages, or glance at their social media accounts. Often you will only find heartache when you do this. You may be blamed for everything, be threatened, or find out they already have someone new. Week 1 after leaving. The first week after you left is often immensely stressful, especially if you are on a tight budget. There are always unexpected things that come up. You or your children or pets may have gotten sick or hurt and need medical attention that cost money. You may have forgotten things that you now need, and even things you thought you would get at your destination may not be available or cost more. There may be hidden costs you did not know about, or you may overspend on takeaway food as you are too tired to cook. During this time, doubt can set in that you made the right choice. Dwindling finances, the accommodation not being what you thought it was, friends not helping you as they said they would, strings being attached to help you receive, and the narcissist promising the moon to you if you return will all weigh on your mind and make you think of going back. If you have not felt like throwing up by now, you are doing very well. You may experience a lack of trust and confidence in yourself, even with small things such as did you remember to put the stove off or the alarm on, did you close the gate or not. It can make you drive miles back just to find out that you indeed did it right, yet you cannot even remember doing it. During this time you may also feel like an imposter if you took a new job and that you will lose your job and need to return to the narcissist. Or if you support yourself, that your business will fold or something will happen to your savings. It is just your mind playing the worst case on you. You may also become obsessed with trying to find answers, such as, did the narcissist ever love you? Did they know they were hurting you? Did they care that they were hurting you? Was anything they told you real? Do they miss you? Questions like these may fill your mind and make it hard for you to concentrate on anything else. You may replay everything you can remember that happened in the relationship in your mind in a desperate attempt to find answers. You may also become confused, for if what you thought was love was all a lie, then what does love look like? And how can you tell the difference between an act that was done out of love and one that was done with the intent to manipulate? You may also suffer from PTSD or CPTSD, and many things can trigger fear and anxiety in you. This can cause you to constantly be stressed that will drain you mentally, emotionally, and physically. A month to 2 months after leaving. By now you should have settled in a bit and your nerves may have calmed down some. You may experience more clarity of mind as well as hope and optimism for your future. If you are married to the narcissist or have children with them, you by now may have had your first court appearance and realized that they are going to make it as difficult for you as possible. They may have already started to throw their toys out of a cot and made false allegations, tried to get sole custody, brought claims against you, and so on. If you are living off of your savings or help from friends and have not found a job yet, things may start to go sideways at this time. Even if you initially had enough money saved for 6 months of expenses, it could have been used up with unexpected expenses by now. It can be very tempting to go back to the narcissist, especially if they promise to drop the lawsuits or allegations of abuse they made against you if you return. Know that if you return, the narcissist will make you pay for the pain they suffered from you leaving them, and they will make sure you will not easily get away again. For some victims who return to the abuser, the punishment of leaving is death. During this time you may feel extremely lonely. What you have experienced from a narcissist is often very difficult to describe to others, and you may struggle to get the emotions you felt across to the other person, as the abuse was tailored for you. You may also feel embarrassed to talk about the abuse. This may make you feel as there is no one to talk to who will understand what you went through. You may feel different from other people because of what you've experienced, and may find it hard to relate to others. This can cause you to withdraw from social activities altogether. You may feel guilty for allowing yourself to be abused or feel stupid for having believed all the lies of a narcissist. This may make you feel angry at yourself for letting yourself down and for the time you lost by being with a narcissist. You may also want revenge for what the narcissist did to you. You may experience shame for how the narcissist degraded you. Many of the words they said will stick in the back of your mind, and you may feel ashamed that maybe you are worthless for having stayed with a person who lied to you and treated you so badly. The shame will slowly go away as you learn about trauma bonding and the manipulation tactics of a narcissist that systematically broke you down to make you stay with a narcissist no matter how they abused you. Several months after leaving. By now you may have found some clarity and have been able to discern that the relationship was not what you thought it was. The more you learn about narcissism, the more you will realize it was not you, it was the narcissist who was crazy. You may then experience grief, depression, and despair. You grieve the loss of the relationship itself as well as the loss of your understanding of what the relationship represented. You may also be in despair as you cannot help but miss your ex and the wonderful moments when they love-bombed you. But this can cause depression when you realize those wonderful moments were mostly fake, as they acted out the role with the intent to manipulate you. You may also be overcome by sadness when you realize the most intense romantic relationship you ever had was not real. Hopelessness and loneliness may also overcome you if you think that a real relationship may never feel as good as a false relationship you had. So why even bother loving again? This can cause trust issues where the goodwill and motives of other people are questioned. You may ask yourself, why are they nice to me? What do they want from me? Why are they kind to me and how can they find me attractive after the things my ex said? Even being treated with decency and respect can be viewed as suspect and that the other person has ulterior motives. This may cause you to close down and reject people who are kind to you and those who try to help you. It is advisable not to have a romantic relationship for the first 2 years after leaving a narcissist, as you need to rebuild healthy boundaries and learn to trust yourself again. Although you can find someone who truly loves you in this time, there is a high chance you may fall back into a narcissistic cycle with a new abuser. If you do end up with a second abuser, it can shake your foundation of trust in yourself and your intuition. You may wonder, how could I let this happen a second time? The thing is that narcissists are extremely cunning, and until you work on yourself to heal deep wounds and poor boundaries, they will easily sneak under your radar. You may also doubt your memory, reality, and other people's word due to the gaslighting you suffered. You may start to second guess everything and may start to think that maybe you overacted in leaving. You may feel as if you made things out to be bigger than they were and that you were unreasonable. You may even doubt if you were abused, and if you were, if you did not cause it and deserved it. When you have these feelings and thoughts, it will help if you have a journal or pictures of how you were abused and hurt to remind you that it really happened and why you left. When the doubt, anxiety, shame, and sadness fade, and you acknowledge the magnitude of the wrongs that were done to you, you may experience intense anger towards the narcissist. You may also feel angry towards the people who enabled the narcissist, those who knew the pain and suffering you went through but did not help or inform you that you are being mentally and emotionally destroyed. This may make you question the loyalty and friendship of people who surround you, and you may find yourself cutting ties with several people. 2 years after leaving. Most victims of narcissistic abuse start to have relief and peace of mind from around 2 years after leaving a narcissist. This is the time when they start to blossom and again thrive. You may have lost weight, your health may have improved, your skin should look more radiant, and you may have lost a few or most of your grey hair. You may also have learned to trust yourself and your intuition again and may be ready to go back into the dating world. Many survivors report feeling full of promise and hope at this time. You may also find relief from forgiving yourself for falling for the narcissist. If you haven't yet forgiven yourself, know that narcissists are extremely good actors, as they have been practicing to con people from being a child. Some can even fool lie detector tests and expert psychiatrists. To move forward, you need to forgive yourself and allow yourself to learn from your experience. Viktor Frankl, who was a Holocaust survivor, neurologist, and psychiatrist, stated that an abnormal reaction to an abnormal situation is normal. You reacted to the erratic and irrational behaviors of a narcissist in irrational ways to protect yourself. The longer you stayed with a narcissist, the more normal their abnormal behavior seemed. And as the narcissist slowly increased the abuse and irrational behaviors, you slowly adapted to each new normal until what you once would have described as absurd became normal to you. The narcissist used your remarkable ability to adapt to make you used to their abuse, and they knew full well what they were doing. Forgive yourself and make the best of the time you still have left. Thank you for watching. If you found this video informative or helpful in any way, like and share it so that more people can benefit from it. If not subscribed, please subscribe now. Please leave a comment, as it helps to expand the information covered in the video, which may be of benefit to others. See my books on narcissism by following the links in the description. For donations, please use the donation button on the banner or follow the link in the description. Thank you.